Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I am your host at the most, Lesotho M. Daddy what he called, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen guys, if you are a fan of sports, stay tuned because you might like what we're cooking. And on today's episode, we are going to speak about the Golden Globes 2024, the full list of winners, which ranges from like people who won the awards from Oppenheimer, The Succession, and the major dominance of the awards, and the Barbie, the Laces. Those are some of the movies that were released in the year of 2020, 2022, 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I wish we could even talk about the red carpet, but there's not a lot of time because we also have to talk about Hailey. We also have to talk, we need to talk about Hailey and DDG. And some of you, I know that you didn't know that Hailey was pregnant last year. So we need to talk about that. Even we are going to talk about Tiffany, Huddish, and Kevin's Hart. Kevin's Hart's ex-wife is going on tour with Kev Williams. I'm going to talk about that as well later on the show though. But yeah, those are some of like the things that we are about to talk about in today's show. Like, I'm very excited. So how's your morning? What are your plans? Are you having it good? Are you at home? Are you at work? How's the weather? Where are you listening us from? Do let me know in the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesotho M. Daddy Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. So the song of the day is 101 Eastbound by 4Play. The song was released 1999. I think it was a part of an album which was a remade or remastered. It was a remastered on 2021. It was remastered, so it was celebrating the anniversary, the 30th anniversary, so they remastered that. I think in 1991 when it was released, it was only a video version of it when it was released. So if you can go on YouTube, just type it in 101 Eastbound 4Play, you'll see the original. It's the one that was released on YouTube. So the one that the older version of it's when it was released 2021 when they were celebrating the 30th. This song was released actually way before I was born, like five years before I was born. So like this song is very, 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 very old. But the thing with the song, what I like about it is that the intention or like the intent behind it being released, it actually gets to me. Like, I don't need to know who released it, but the intention is to make you feel some type of way or enjoy like a certain element, musicality with it. The moment, the first listen, I was like, oh, this is what I like right here. This is what I like. And I don't get a lot of those moments where I listen to a song, I'm like, oh, this is the song. This is what I want to listen to like for 5, 6. This is like what we call timeless music in my own, perspective or understanding or opinion. So I think this 101 Eastbound by the 4Play. Shout out to Nathan East. Shout out to Bob James as well. Those are some of the few individuals that are in like the record. So shout out to them, man. They've done a lot. And I remember there was even a kid. Some point in South Africa, we used to have a show called SA's Got Talent. There was a kid who actually met Bob James, who plays keys. The kid used to play keys. I think the kid won, and like he got a chance to meet Bob James, and they got to play together like on the keys, like live. And that was amazing just to witness, to say like this could actually take you far. And speaking about SA's Got Talent, I know I'm derailing a bit, but speaking about that, like not a lot of people that are in the forefront of that show actually get to like blossom and become the biggest thing that we've ever seen. It's always like the ones that are in the top 10 or like, the ones that you never expect. Those are the ones that actually go out and make it after that competition. Even we can speak even about idols. I think it's the same. It's the same even. Then, like there's more shows we can talk about, but that's not why we're here today. So shout out to 4Play. That was the song of the day. So I know there's a lot of been talks about the Golden Globes and like the relevance. I know at some point nobody wanted to host the Golden Globe. The viewership actually dropped from 1990 to 2024, and because of the Chris Rock snap, the viewership, last year's viewership actually went up because of the slap that happened that Chris Rock did, and they actually asked him again to actually be the host of the Golden Globe, and he declined. I think, in my own understanding and or from what I heard, reason he declined to rehost the Golden Globes, So there were people like, I don't remember who was the host. Oh, Andrea Day is one of the hosts, who was the host, and there was there was a singers, I think, like a singer, I forgot the name of the guy who was like the co-host of the show, but Andrea Day was like the host. And I was like, I thought, all my life I used to like listen to Andrea Day, and I'm like, she looks like, when you look at Andrea Day, you get the Adele feel where you're like, she looks like whenever she opens her mouth, she speaks, English, like the English. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the English that Adele speaks, like that UK English. Every time I look at, like literally every time I looked at Andrea Day, like in my mind, that's the English she has, But I got to listen to the show, watch the show, and I was like, this is amazing. And even like the synergy between the co-host and the host, it's amazing, So, but I know like at this moment, it's not the talk of the town. Not a lot of people actually talking about the Golden Globes. I don't know why. And I think even when you have like, you think Uti, when you have so big like of an artist or like big of artists, like I don't know if that's English. Oh, guys, like I don't know if that makes any sense. But what I'm saying is you have like the A-listers, bro. But the numbers are so low even when you have those powerhouses in the same room, but you don't even get half, like you don't even get half of the viewership of one person individually, given that you have people like, Oprah Winfrey's big, like there's a lot of big names in the house, but for them not to hit, and you're like, oh damn, like what's wrong, what are they doing wrong? Like, what are they not getting right? And you would think for such an event as big as this one, you'd get everything to the T. Like the marketing team is making sure everybody is talking about it in TikTok and Facebook and all like your social media platform. That's what you would think, from someone who's from my perspective. And you're like, oh, there's a budget. Clearly, you can't just host people, A-listers, and not have the budget. You need to bring your A game. And companies that are hired around this, I think those are like the companies. It's not just any company, like Billie Eilish, they can fill up arenas, those people, and you're like, oh, like what are they not getting right? Like what are they not getting right? I can't figure it out now. I don't know why, and I think there's a lot of irrelevance within this, and like it's not the popular. I think it's good and bad. This is why I say that, and I'll just like to divert a bit from what the main topic is. I think the reason, and I think like my answer was, I think this is good and bad, and this is why I say it's good. I think it's good because I think when this happens, it's an eye-opener, and it's an experience for artists to say that you don't need a Golden Globe to actually tell you what you are a good enough actor. You don't need an Emmy to tell you what you are good of an actor. You're not getting there. It doesn't say anything. You understand? Because if the people who actually watch those music are not even watching the awards, what does that say about the awards? You know what I mean? And I'm like, what does this say about the awards? Does the awards matter to people, or the work they should put out that people love? And I know that people would say like how people gauge the awards, it's because they use the numbers of viewership to actually give people awards. I get all that, but I'm saying from like a personal standpoint, you don't really need an award to like validate the fact that you're dope. When you're dope, you're dope. When you're great, you're great. You don't need any award to actually tell you. Lesepo is dope at broadcasting, is dope at podcasting, or is even a dope of a manager or business partner or whatever the case may be. You don't need. What really matters most in this scenario, it's what you actually tell yourself. I may come into this event as Lesepo, happy as I am, and live as happy as I came in, because like me losing, and I get the Jennifer Lawrence joke to say when she said, if I don't win, I'm leaving. Like maybe that might have been a joke or whatever, but someone actually told me, Guti, some of the serious matters people address it in humor. That might be true. Like even Jennifer was saying that, but there was some truth to it. I don't know if she left. I never watched it. I'm just like speaking from like tip of the iceberg. I don't know like what went down on the nights. I, for one, I'm not a big fan of the Golden Globe Awards, and I saw even Trevor Noah was a part of it, and she was giving a lot of credit to the people who were taking photos as well. Shout out to Trevor for doing that. Shout out to his podcast, by the way. That's one reason I think it's good. So I think it's bad when there's a bag for you, when you are someone who's a photographer and now you have less to deal with. When I say less to deal with, there's less of A-list stars for you to take pictures of, or like exposure, those relationship where you like get to network with people behind the scenes. Because if numbers are going down, even I'm like what's the point of that? No, it's not relevant anymore. Like I don't see myself going there anymore. The same way I'd say, like, this is in like the same parallel as, you remember there was a time when Eminem came out and said, I'm no longer doing the Grammys, and some other artists even came out and said, like, when there's that happening and people are like, like, I'll just pass. Jay-Z, I pass. Beyonce, I pass. When you lose those people, then you start to see that, if those people are leaving, and those smaller artists, they also like don't see the value in there to say, I won 25 Grammys. That doesn't make like, it doesn't have substance to it, because now it has lost value, because be giving awards to people who don't deserve it, and the bigger artists are no longer part of it, and it's becoming lesser and lesser a part of the modern day conversation and social media. You know what I mean? So for people, it's bad for people who want to network and build their brands, and the people who run companies, marketing companies, and like, because it doesn't say much about you when you're a marketing company. You're supposed to put this biggest show, this supposedly was supposed to be the biggest show in the planet, but it's not. What does it say about your company? Like, and that for me, it's so sad, because like there's people who are pushing to make this a success, and if there's anyone who can make it work, and like, that's the company that they should go for. But I don't think there'll ever be a point. I think that we should create more platforms. As much as we create platforms, I don't think we would see platforms that give reward will lose the relevance. I think the only way people can move away from that, it's not paying attention to those platforms that actually do that, But as Denzel Washington said, he said, man gives the reward, God gives award. I think people in this analogy, people need to lean more on like the award side as opposed to like reward, because when we rely more on the reward, it takes more from you, or like the authentic self. Because if you want the reward, you want to compromise. Now I can just take it 8 hours, or like I can do this for 8 hours. It's not really me, but I'll do it for 8 hours just to get that award. I'll do the song because this is relevant now. And you move away from what really matters, which is doing what makes you happy, doing the music that makes you happy, or being a part of a production, a movie production, film production that actually makes you happy, and make a difference in that sense. So you move away from award to reward. And I think, as much as that may be easy for me to say, but it's not that easy. It is hard to do. And I think it's always important for you to like do some introspection in your life, because sometimes these things, they hit you like a thief in the night. You actually see them when it's too late. You're like, it dribbled me this day. Yeah, but you need to also like look into that. That's my own perspective, though. That's my own perspective. And I'll just go into it. I'll just mention some of the names that won. So for best film drama, Oppenheimer won that award. So the next award is best female actor in a film drama. Killer of Flower Moon winner is Lily Gladstone. I think she's from France, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but you correct me on the comment section. So the best film, musical or comedy, which was in the same category as Barbie, they won. The film is called Poor Things. Is the winner of that category. The best male actor in a film, musical, comedy. Oh, so there was people like, Timothy, and there were people like Nicolas Cage, like heavy hitters. Like these people are heavy hitters. But Paul Glittermith, the Hovers, I think it's the name of the film, won that category. The best TV series, there was, shows like 1923, The Crown, Diplomat, The Last of Us, The Morning Show. Succession is the winner of the television series. So female actor in a TV series drama, the winner is from Succession, which also took an award for best television series. So the winner of Succession, Sarah Snook, actually won that award for that category. So the best television series, musical or comedy winner, The Bear took that one. And there were like comedies such as, like, there were TV series such as The Jury Duty, The Only Murder in the Building in Barry was a part of that category. So the next one is the Limit Television Series, Anatomy Series, or TV Movie. So these are some of those TV series. Lesson in Chemistry, Fellow Travelers, and Beef won that category. For those of you, I don't like, so most of these like films that are being mentioned, I've never watched. Succession, I've never watched. I'm going to research a bit on it and give you a feedback when I'm done watching it, and hopefully it's a good movie. So cinematic and box office achievement, John Wick was part of, like, in this category. Like, these are like all like the best. Taylor Swift, you think that Taylor Swift might have taken this category because of the fan base that she has for the Eras of Tour, the tour that she had, and the Super Mario Bros. Movies in the category, Superman Across the Spider-Web, Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible, The Dead Reckoning Part 1, John Wick Chapter 4, Guardian of the Galaxy, and Barbie took it. And there was a huge hype behind Barbie, so it makes sense why that would take it. So the best original song in the film, obviously Billie Eilish has to take this in the Barbie movie because it makes sense. Why would you rate Barbie as the best movie, and you give the original song of the movie to people like Mark Ronson or Andrew White. I'm not saying that the songs are bad, but I'm just saying, guys, Barbie, bro, it had every kid wanting to look that movie, going to a theater to just see that movie, So yeah, so shout out to Billie Eilish for that one. So I'm going to mention quite a few. Do we still have a long list? It's a huge list. So I'll just go straight to the bottom, just so I can do like 5 before we run out of time. So best supporting female actor in the film, Emily Blunt didn't take it. So Rudolph take it for the Handover. He's the winner for that. So best supporting male actor in the film, Robert Downey Jr. took it in Oppenheimer. He took that award. So best female actor in limited TV series, Anatomy Series, or TV movie, Renee, Bray, Elizabeth, Juno Temple, Rachel Rizzi, Ellen Wong from Beef took that award. So shout out to them. So the next category, best male actor in a limited TV series, Anatomy Series, or TV movie. The winner was Stephen Yeun. I think that's how you call it. Stephen Yeun was the winner with like the movie called. So we took a lot, guys. So yeah, this is another category, supporting female actor in a TV series. Who took it? Elizabeth Dusky. Yeah, Elizabeth Dusky. I think that's how you call it. From The Crown, he's the winner for that category. There's not a lot of heavy hitters in this category, not that I know of any, but I don't know of any. So I think Elizabeth deserved that one. So the best supporting male in the acting series, Matthew McFadden. Success is the name of the TV series. So shout out to him for that. There's no heavy hitters besides him in this category. So best screen for a film, So Oppenheimer has to take it. Christopher Nolan didn't take it. Okay, so Justin took it for Anatomy of a Fall. So he took it. I was thinking that Christopher Nolan would have taken that one from Oppenheimer, but well, it is what it is. So this one, really harder, which I forgot to speak about the category. So the category is best male actor in a TV series, musical or comedy. So the winner of that one is Jeremy Allen White, the Bear. Shout out to him for that one. So the next category is best performance in stand-up comedy or television. Ricky took that one. Shout out, even Trevor Noah, when I was young, was nominated. Chris Rock was also nominated. So shout out to them for that one. So best non-English language film, Anatomy took that one. Which other one? I don't know these other ones, but yeah. So Trevor is actually South African, is nominated, so I just thought I should put that on out there. So yeah, Trevor was nominated for that one. So this is another category: female actor in a TV series, musical or comedy. So there's people like Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Miss Marseille, I think. Miss Marseille. I don't know this one. So other than that, Selena Gomez is also a part of a movie here. Only Murder in the Building. Selena was a part of that movie, but she didn't win. So Ayo won this one. Ayo won this one for The Bear. He's a role in Bear. So best animated film, The Boy and the Heroine won. He won. There was also Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Super Mario, boss of the movie, Suzu were also a part of those. So best director in the film, I think Oppenheimer took it. So Christopher Nolan took this award. Like that movie, as much as I didn't like, I watched it but I fell asleep, and now it's winning award. I want to be a part of the success. So I'll just say, yeah, it's a dope movie, even though I was asleep when I was playing. But I think maybe I need to like go back and watch that again. So yeah, this is a different category. Next category, the best female actor in a film, musical or comedy. So Fantasia was a part of The Color Purple. Shout out to him. Jennifer Lawrence was a part of that even. Color Purple, but why was not bring up Taraji again? So I wouldn't like to bring it again, but it's fine. Taraji is not a part of anything here. So Margot Robbie didn't mean anything. So Emily Stone took it for Poor Things. So best actor in a film drama, Oppenheimer has to take it. He has to take this one. So Cillian Murphy took that one. Cillian Murphy took that one. So shout out to him. Which other movie do I think should have won? Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio was actually nominated in this category for The Killers of the Flower Moon. Leonardo is a legend, bro. Like, what? He's a legend. That man is a legend. So this is the last of this category. The best original score in a film. So Ludwig Ronsten. That's how you call it in German. Ronsten. Is it Horonsen? I think Fronsen is how you pronounce it. So for Oppenheimer, that's the list. So she had people like Robert Robinson, a part of the category, people like Daniel Palmerton, people like Joe, and I don't know some of these people, I'm just calling them. So people like Bradley Cooper were also nominated for Maestro. So shout out to everybody that was a part of this, man. Amazing platform. I think I dropped some wisdom on this, didn't expect, but I dropped something, about this. So yeah, do let me know what you think about the winners of these categories, all of them, and which movie do you think should have won, or actor should have won, or film should have won, and they didn't win, and why you think they didn't win. Do let me know in the comment section. I'm your host, the most Saho M Video Report, aka Shoot Your Shot. Maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. We are heading over the break. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit. Like, I know when we come back after the break, we have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but we'll make use of the time to speak about what we want to speak. For this episode, I know we'll come back later on with another banging episode. Let's head over the break. Cheers. Welcome back to Bedroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lucifer M. Daddy Waddy Pod, aka Shoot to Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you are a fan of pod, stay tuned because you might like what we cooking. So before we went over the break, we were discussing the Golden Globe 2024, the list of winners. So we had Oppenheimer was taking awards, The Killer of the Flower Moon, took that. Poor Things also won the best film. We were talking about that just to hit the tip of the iceberg for those of you who just joined us. So the song of the day, I even spoke a bit about the song of the day. So the song of the day is from Foreplay. The name of the song is 101 Eastbound, which was remastered in 2021 for their 30th anniversary edition. So originally the song was released in 1991. The song is 5 minutes 56 seconds long and currently sits at 11,318,191 on Spotify alone. I don't know if I even said that number right, so I'll just say 11.3 million, so I don't confuse a lot of you. And for those of you who pay I know there's those 1-2 people who pay attention to detail. Yeah, whenever I make this mistake, they're like, wait, now you are making A, B, and C mistake there, and you're supposed to say, but nonetheless we grow. And if I made that mistake, talk to me, how do I correct it, or how do I call the number? So yeah, without any wasting of time, man, I'd like to talk about, you remember last week, when we came into the year, we had that interview from the podcast called Club Shay Shay, and Kat William was a part of that, and she said something about Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and Tiffany Haddish actually came out, for Kat. He's like, I'm looking forward to working with Kat in a movie or comedy. She had that post on Instagram, right? And he was talking about Kat, and that he took a picture when they were at the award ceremony. I think it was the Golden Globe or the Emmys. I'm not really sure which awards those were. So Kid on the pocket here, he had a lighter, he had a lighter, and they took a picture, and I think Tiffany must have seen that, and he was like, I'm going to use this against Kat, but that backfired on Tiffany Haddish. Is it Haddish? Yeah, Haddish. That backfired on Tiffany Haddish, and this is how it went. So Tiffany Haddish, for those of you who don't know, last year there was a report that came out. This is the report. I'm going to read the report, and you let me know what you think. So this is the report I'm reading. The comedian who was taken into custody on November 2023 on the 24th of November. So after being found asleep behind the wheel, was charged earlier this morning with 2 misdemeanor. 1 count for driving under the influence of alcohol, and 1 count for driving with at least 0.08 blood alcohol in his system. That's Tiffany Haddish, a report that came about here, right? So this is the second report. The comedian who was taken into custody on the 24th of November 2023 after being found asleep in his vehicle was charged earlier this morning with 2 misdemeanor counts, 1 for driving. I think I read this one. I must have taken the wrong one, because there was a second one which speaks about something different, but I never. So, but then we'll just work on the first one that we have now. I think Saja must give us the second, but this we're working on this, which is called, this is driving under the influence, which is DUI, if I'm not mistaken. Driving under the influence. So it's there. So people came for Tiffany. He posted that, and he's like, Kat was saying he's done doing drugs, he's no longer doing drugs. And looking at this picture, we see that Kat has a lighter. And they're like, yeah, the lighter doesn't say anything, Tiffany. Who cares? We haven't forgotten about the kids. And I don't know which kids they were referring to, that there might be a case there, but I didn't look into it. And someone said, yeah, it's better to have a lighter than to have a DUI. And a lot of people were saying, yeah, how can you quote Kat? It's better that I get found with weed rather than, have a DUI case against me, or sleeping in jail. There were a lot of people who came out for who came out for Tiffany for making that comment. And I, for one, I feel like what she did, it was unnecessary. I don't know if the word uncalled for is the right way to use here, but I'll just use it anyway. So that was uncalled for. She was supposed to relax and let this ride off, like it was supposed to ride off. And given that she also have troubles of her own, the two misdemeanor charges, one for alcohol, like driving under the influence of alcohol and having a 0.08 blood alcohol within you, like you don't have anything to say, because you are not perfect for you to stand up and say some of those things you said about Cake. He might not be perfect, he might need help, but for you to come in that platform in the way that you position yourself to be a friend, and at the same time be like, oh yeah, I'm a friend, but at the same time we took this picture, this what I saw, and it's like, are you trying to be a friend to this person, or are you trying to find something you can use in the social media to work against it? And at this point you did that, and that never really worked, and I'm like, oh, it's terrible. And to top it off, that's not the only thing, bro. I don't know if this was really a calculated move from Cake or everybody that's behind what's going on now, because I realized now, man, this might be calculated. This might have been a calculated move, because if you look into Cat Williams' show, they're sold out. No ticket, you can't find anything. And this morning when I wake up, I get, I went to Instagram, I didn't get any message. I went to Instagram and I see Kevin Hart's ex-wife is going on tour. Yo, Kevin Hart's ex-wife is actually going on tour with Cake Williams. For those of you who didn't know, Tory Hart reveals he's going on tour with Cake Williams. And I'm like, is she a comedian? What's going on here? What's going on? So she's the one who said that. So it's written, Tory Hart is going tour with Cake Williams, and this is what she had to say. She said, come see me live with my good friend Cake Williams on the Dark Matters tour. That's Kevin Hart's ex-wife, and I'm like, this relationship with Kevin Hart and her ex-wife seems to be toxic, and the ex-wife seems to be playing this to get to Kevin Hart, and like there's just a lot that's going on, and I'm like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? I'm just interested to see how this unfolds between the ex-wife and Kevin Hart, and why hasn't she changed the surname to her original surname after being divorced and being an ex-wife? Why hasn't, or the other perks or benefits that come with being a Hart? I don't know, but you do let me know what you think on the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Sefo M, Daddy What Report, aka Future Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, I'm about to tell you the book of the day, right? So this is the book of the day that I was supposed to tell you about earlier on, but I didn't tell you. So Think Again by Adam Grant. So Adam Grant, I don't know, can you please comment and let me know if Adam Grant is, like Grant Cardone cousin or something, but they can't be, because I kept on like researching and thinking, maybe this Grant and that other Grant Cardone, they might be relatives in a way. So are they relatives? Please do let me know if they are in the comment section. But the Grant that we are talking about is an author who released the book called Think Again. So I'm going to give you the power. This is like a self-help book that you need to read if you need to like self-improve or like change your mindset. I like one of the quotes from someone who said, a mindset doesn't grow when it's in a comfort zone. Is it the right English? I'm not sure. A mindset doesn't grow where there's comfort, when it's in its comfort zone. I don't know if that's the proper English. So a mindset doesn't grow when it's in a comfort zone. When it's in a comfort zone, a mindset doesn't grow when it's in a comfort zone. Something along those lines. So it was someone from TikTok. I was like, bro, this is profound, and I wish I would have written it down, but I didn't plan it. I just remembered it now. So the book is Think Again: The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. Powerful book. So the ranking are like 4.6. It's good. It has something like 15,400 reviews. The book in Amazon, it's selling for $15.2. So the ratings on Goodread, it's 4.2 out of 5. 95% of Google users ranked it 90% out of 100, which is a good ranking. The book was released 2nd February 2021. So it's a self-help book under the self-help category. Do let me know what you think about the book. And we just reached the end of the podcast or the episode. Obviously, we're coming back later on with another banger. I know we haven't covered a lot. I said I was supposed to touch on the Johannesburg pothole, and I did touch on like the Jonathan Majors. I'm going to talk about it. I didn't touch on it. I'm lying. So I'm going to touch on Jonathan Majors, Tyler. I'm going to touch on a lot of things when we come back on the second episode, which is the second episode of the day, So I'm going to touch on some of those things that I just mentioned. So I hope that you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed speaking to you about some of these things that we have researched about. I'm your host with the most, Lesahoyim Daddy Wadiport, aka Shoot Your Shot. Maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Kyle. Let's meet later on in the second episode of the day. Cheers.